Good morning, everyone. Kia ora. It's Friday, the 25th of January. I'm Hayley Gastmeyer. I'm here to present WHAM Wairarapa, which is a What's Happening Around Our Awesome Region weekly show, kicking off at about 8 a.m. each Friday morning. So we've got a guest coming in shortly. Isabella McClymont is coming in to talk about a business course. So I'll leave all the details up to her to fill us in with. The show is sponsored by Trust House, so thank you for sponsoring the show. Without you, people in Wairarapa wouldn't have a clue what to do with themselves if we didn't have this events show. So I'll kick straight into the events going on around the region. I guess the big one that people will be looking forward to or participating in is Cruise Martinborough. But we'll get to that when I find the write-up, although I probably know most of it off my head. It kicked off yesterday and it's running through to Sunday, and you'll be able to see basically there's, I think, 420 vintage or classic or sort of American muscle cars roaming the region, so that's pretty exciting, and Martinborough will be the place to be tomorrow because that's where you'll be able to see them all at once scattered around the square. But more details on that soon. It's 4 minutes past 8. First up with the events here, we've got the Featherston Warm Cloth Collective. They're catching up today at 10 a.m. It's running until 2. It's at the Featherston Community Centre. There's a $4 koha on the door, so $4 to get in. Just pay when you get there. Now, the Featherston Worn Cloth Collective is a drop-in workshop and community project making fun items from recycled clothes, fabric, and learning new sewing skills. So if you're keen to head along, if you've got a free day today and you want to get behind a sewing machine and whiz up something jazzy, then you can head along. If you wanted to know more, then you can get in touch with Sarah. Her number is 027 4474. All right, what else have we got happening? Just bear with me, I have to sort of skip through lots of pages since my laptop broke. I don't have everything in front of me. I've got to dart around the little iPhone here. So Wildflower, this is happening at Yibo Art Studio. That's off State Highway 2 in Greytown. I'm sorry, I don't have an address, I don't think. So you can head along for art, music, food, and a family fair. Come and join us for an artistic experience. There will be numerous art workshops to attend and partake in. There'll be a tribute to Van Gogh and a tribute to Jackson Pollock as well. When is this? This is on Saturday, so it's tomorrow from 2 p.m. until 8 p.m. So 2 to 8 tomorrow, Yibo Art Studio, that's off State Highway 2 in Greytown. There'll be live music paying tribute to the golden oldies such as Elvis and Johnny Cash, and the schedule is from 2 to 7:30. There'll be art workshops and the live music, of course. It's entry by koha. From 8 p.m. onwards, the entertainment will move to the Tin Hut. Okay, so I'm thinking this gallery might be somewhere near the Tin Hut. So there's a collaboration with the Tin Hut, which is next door. There we go. So head to the Tin Hut, park up there, and then Yibo Art Gallery is, I think it's to the right-hand side now. I remember seeing the sign now. So there'll be food and beverages served into the late hours of the evening. And for more details, it just says more details and updates to follow. Doesn't say where to get them from. So anyhow, Yibo Art Studio and the Tin Hut, they've got a sort of tribute piece. It's Wildflowers. That's the name of the event happening tomorrow from 2 p.m. onwards in Terenikau. And we've got all plants and petting animals in classic cars event happening in Carterton. It's at 71A Railway Road. Now, classic car display from the 50s and 60s, and there'll be a few restored projects on the go to see as well. It says have quads and there'll be quads and mini tractors for sale. The All Plants is a wholesale retailer nursery open to the public, conveniently located between Carterton and Greytown, 8 kilometres away from each town. The location is adjacent to Matarawa railway station, and there's lots of off-street parking. Established in 2016, it's a family-owned and operated business with a proven track record for selling plants online. Healthy quality. Sounds like I'm doing an ad. Anyhow, blah, blah, blah. Yep. Okay, so have a relaxed time on the farm. View the friendly pets. There's Archie, the ostrich, Pumbaa, the wild gentle pig boar, Mindy and Mandy, the friendly goats. There's Bozo, the tall goat. It's 5 feet tall. Wow. And there's Brownie and Yogurt, the alpacas. There's Velvet, the peacock. And there's more things. There's peafowls, and yeah, so children can enjoy these friendly pets. And there's a gold coin donation request to enter, and that'll go towards animal feed. So this farm and plant business is open for the public on Saturday, the 26th, that's tomorrow, from 10 until 3. And one more time, the location is 71A Railway Road, Carterton. Of course, there's the Wairarapa Farmers Market happening tomorrow outside the Farriers bar there at the north end of Queen Street in Masterton. It happens every Saturday from 9 until 1. There's everything that you would expect to be at a farmer's market. You can pick up, fresh produce. I think there's olive oil, beer sometimes. You'll have to go along and check it out for yourself. But if you can't make it to the Masterton one tomorrow, then you can make it to the Featherston one maybe. And that's held just off State Highway 2 behind the Lang's Pharmacy and the Baker car park. And that one runs from 8 until 2 p.m. So that's tomorrow on Saturday. Then on Sunday, there's the Carterton Farmers Market. That's held at Memorial Square from, I believe it's about 9:30ish until 12:30, maybe 9 until 12:30 there. So Memorial Square, Carterton is the place you want to be if you can't make it to the Saturday fairs in the other parts of the region. There's also on Saturday, tomorrow in Featherston, there's that business owned by James Cameron, the Greytown for organic food, what's it called? Food Forest? I can't remember. It's that nice little organic food store in Greytown. Great food that's happening. They've got a sort of a fair. Gosh, I'm mumbling now. They've got a market selling their oils, which come from their Western Lake property, other fresh food, veggies and stuff. So their place is on the railway track. So it's on the sort of railway tracks. It's the intersection of the railway tracks and then State Highway 2 there. There's a nice, cute little store there. So they'll have a sign on the fence, I believe. So that's another option for Featherston Market. And of course there's going to be the pop-up Doggy Deli doggy treats selling their gourmet dog food. Now, this is a vegetable fermentation and sourdough bread workshop happening at my friend Hella Conan's house in Mickey, and she's putting it on once a month on a Sunday. She has been in touch to say she thinks she might cancel this weekend's one because she's only got 2 people booked in, but I'll give you the contact details if you want to book in, and then she might keep it going, but otherwise it's going to be a Sunday of next month as well, so I'll let you know about that date. closer to the time. So it's at the Eco Lodge, which is 638 Mickey Road. It's $45 with fees, apparently, I think, if you book on Event Finder. So this is a hands-on workshop. Participants will make and take home 3 jars of different fermented vegetables. They'll get a taste of a variety of fermented foods, sourdough bread, kombucha, and kefir yogurt. They'll be provided with starters and a detailed handout with recipes. Please bring along 3 clean small jars with screw lids. There'll be a small plate of finger food for a shared meal. Sorry, that's what they want you to bring along. You bring along a small plate of finger food for a shared meal and an apron if you wish to keep clean. You'll receive an email with more info closer to the time, and Hella is passionate about fermenting and enjoys sharing her knowledge and experience. There will be huge benefits from the for general health and well-being when introducing live bacteria to your diet. And in the workshop, you'll learn how to harvest these beneficial bacteria, multiply them so you can too become a bacteria farmer. I'm going to do this workshop one day once I've got a free Sunday evening. So for details, I think she has a Facebook page. It doesn't have details of that on here, but just look up vegetable fermentation on Facebook and then look for the Eco Lodge in Mickey Road, the Eco Lodge on Mickey Road has the address, and you'll know that you're onto the right thing. Now, if you wanted to book a ticket, you can call 0800 buy Tix. That's 0800 289 849. I've seen my guest pop in a few minutes ago, so I'll go and say hi to her. I'll pop on a track for you to listen to, and then we'll be back to talk about a small business course, I believe. All right, here we go. We've got some Jack Johnson. Enjoy.
Figured out. She knows what everything's about. And when anybody doubts her or sings songs without her, well, she's just so She knows the world is just her stage, and so she'll never misbehave. She gives thanks for what they gave her, man, they practically made her into a But she's the one that stumbles when she talks about the 7 foreign films that she's checked out. Such a fortunate fool. She's just too good to be true. She's such a fortunate fool. She's just so She's got it all figured out. She knows what everything's about. And when anybody doubts her or sings songs about her, she's just so but she's the one that stumbles when she talks about it. So maybe we shouldn't talk about such a fortunate fool. She's just too good to be true. She's such a fortunate fool. She's just so
And that was Jack Johnson, and in the studio with me I've got Bella McClymont. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Very well, thank you. Enjoying this beautiful sunshine.
I know, isn't it been good? It's a little bit chillier these last few mornings, so I've found.
At least we've still got blue skies. That's
I
the
know,
main thing.
exactly. Yeah, cool. All right, so you're here to tell us about a couple of free courses coming up at the end of February.
Yes. So there are 2 free courses that are offered through Te Wananga. We've got a level 3 and a level 4, and they're both offered completely free, which is amazing. So yeah, we have our level 3 course is called the Certificate in Money Management, and that's really about personal finance. And our sort of previous students have said that it's better than winning lotto, really. They absolutely love it.
Wow.
So yeah, it's all about making financial plans. It's about finding the money that you already have and then learning how to turn that into more money, basically. And we also cover things like home ownership, especially if you're looking at buying your first home, and how to make the most of your KiwiSaver, debunking sort of KiwiSaver myths. We look at savings, investments, and then wealth protection as well. So how you can make sure that you are using all the tools that are available to you to make sure that, retirement looks good. So
it's very useful information to know. Wow.
It is. It's really great.
It sounds like really in-depth and informative.
It is. So it's a 20-week course. And you can run it, you can do either an evening class or a daytime class, and we offer 3 times throughout the week, and you can come to any of those. So it's basically 3 hours a week commitment.
Yeah.
And you get all of your learning materials, which you get to keep as well. So you always have them for reference.
Yeah.
And yeah, most people, to be honest, find it quite life-changing. It will really teach you how to take control of your finance and make sure that your future's financially secure as well.
How's this free?
So it's offered through Te Wananga. They completely fund it. So the only thing is that you need to be a New Zealand resident or have permanent residency or a visa that will allow you to take courses. And then all we require is a copy of your birth certificate or your passport. So unfortunately, we can't accept driver's licenses. Okay. NCQA won't accept that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can. We have a Facebook page called Wairapa Finance and Business Training, so you can get in contact with us there. And we also have just an email address, which is Jeanette, JeAnette @extra.co.nz, and you can get in contact with us and we can get you an enrolment form, and that can be dropped back into Laser Electrical anytime.
Wow.
Yeah, we're currently taking enrolments.
How many people can you take?
We've got about 50 spots left.
Yep. I can imagine it's going to be very popular.
Yeah, it is. It's very popular. We've got 70 signed up already.
Wow.
Yep. So it's cool. And we've been running them for about 15 years in the Wairarapa. So, we're still not running out of people who want to do the course. Wow. And what we find is that most people who do the money management course then go on the next year to do the small business management course, which is the other one that we offer.
Do you have to do them so you can't just jump straight to the small business management?
No, you can. You absolutely can. We find that most people love the first one so much that they're like, I just want to spend more time with Jeanette, who's the tutor. Yeah. Because she's just fun. She makes it easy. She makes it interesting and you're relevant to your life. So it's not kind of a dry, you don't sit there and be lectured at. It's very interactive, and she also gets lots of interesting people to come and speak to the classes. So she'll have experts come in and talk about anything from marketing to accounting, human resources. So she finds lots of people to come in and make it interesting as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about this business small
course.
business. Yeah.
Yeah, so this course, what we ask is the people who are considering this, you really need to have a business idea that you're working on. So
see.
either you already own a small business, and we found a lot of people who do have small businesses find this incredibly useful.
Even after they've started.
Even after they've started, there's still things. I mean, I know that my mother took this course and then, in fact, the diploma in small business management, and she's been in business for 30 years, and she still found things that she was learning from it.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, so it's something where this one's slightly longer as well, the small business course. This is 36 weeks. And again, this runs with 3-hour sessions, so you can either do Tuesday or Wednesday night or Wednesday during the day. And this you'll be working on things like business plans, so if you want to be applying for finance from banks, you'll need one of those. We look at project planning, industry and market analysis, customer service, human resources, marketing, and then a big part of this is accounting and finance, and actually how to file a GST return. What do you need to do if you're employing someone, contracts, legal side of that kind of thing. So lots of really useful information if you are looking at starting a business. So yeah, what we do ask is if you're considering that course, then yeah, you're either a small business owner already or you've got a strong business idea that you really want to work on.
Yeah.
And this is a great place if you do think, I've got maybe something I want to start. It's a great place to workshop it. So you can see, is it viable? Is this something that's really going to work? So yeah, and people as well have found that incredibly useful. We've had lots of businesses through there as well. And Tice Cafe were actually one of the first people to take the very first course.
Oh, wow.
About
15 years ago.
15 years ago, something like that. Yeah, so they were, Jenny and Alice, they were in the inaugural class, and I mean they're still up and running, in business.
It's a pretty decent amount of time for a cafe to still be up and running.
Yeah, especially when everything that had been in that space beforehand hadn't succeeded.
It's one of those places, was it? Like high turnover of names.
Things.
Yeah.
And then no, they've absolutely smashed it. So no, we've had people through Belinda who runs Tucker Box, Louisa, they own Clerville Nursery, Pip Delabaca who runs Dogs 101, Rachel Hansen runs Freedom Kids, which is a online children's clothing business. Yeah, we've had loads and loads of people. Mr. I can't think of his name now. Mr. Nobel, he runs Bavarians, who does the German small goods. So loads of local businesses have been through it, and they've all sort of said to us that they find it incredibly valuable. So
I can't believe it's free, to be honest. It's amazing.
I know, it is quite an incredible thing to get for free. The only thing to say probably about that for the CSBM, so the small business course, is that it does count as your first year of free tertiary education.
I see.
So if you were thinking of going to uni at some point and you wanted your free year, then the CSBM actually counts as that.
Yep.
But what we find is that, if you're starting a small business and you're heading down that path, then you're probably not doing that traditional uni trajectory to then come out after 4 years with, no actual business experience.
Yes, yeah.
So we find that people, this potentially is far more valuable, in fact, than your first year of university studies. So that would probably be the only thing to keep in mind, though. But anyone can do the course as well, as long as you are not currently in school. That's really the only caveat.
Okay.
So you need to be a school leaver or not in...
So you could be a 16 or 17-year-old that's left school maybe early? Yep, okay.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And, looking for more study to do, something to, engage with and keep learning. So... Yeah.
And you're about to embark on one of the courses?
I am. I haven't actually decided which one I'm doing yet.
How do you know so much about them?
Well, I've been talking to the community about them for the last sort of 2 months.
Nice.
Running the Facebook page and getting the word out there.
Yeah.
But I've also, as I said, watched my mother. She's done certificate in money management, then she did the certificate in small business management, and then she's gone on to do the diploma in small business management. So she's actually done everything that's offered. So yeah, I've watched her do them. I've seen her course materials, I've seen her projects, and so yeah, I kind of have seen from a personal perspective just how valuable the course material really is. So
And so for 3 hours a week per course, how does, so that's the actual time you're sort of in class, I guess. How is it a big commitment outside of that 3 hours?
You are expected to do a little bit of work on projects outside of class. It's not major. What we try to do is make sure that you can work on as much of them in class as you can. So we spend the time in a very practical way. So we do some learning, but we also do the learning on your projects so you can complete them while you've got those contact hours.
Cool.
So that the expectation is that you don't have to spend every evening,
Because if people are working full time and maybe doing, this on the side, which I expect most people would be
doing.
Yeah.
No, it's very manageable to do while you're still working or trying to start your business or anything like that. So there is some expectation, yes, that you'll do some work at home, but we don't find that it's onerous or that it takes over your whole world.
Yeah. Sustainable learning. Okay, and so to register, is it the email address?
Yes, you can either contact us via the Facebook page, which is Wairapa Finance and Business Training. Yes, or the email address, jeanette@extra.co.nz.
Awesome.
And we can send you more course information, background information, testimonials, and an enrolment form with more details on how to get that back to us.
Cool. And it kicks off at the end of Feb?
End of Feb,
And so running 20 weeks from then?
So, yes, money management will be running 20 weeks from then, and small business management will be running 36 weeks from then.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Awesome.
Thanks, Bella, for coming in and telling
worries.
us about that. I'll look forward to signing up one day.
Hopefully we'll see some of your lovely listeners there.
Yeah, sure we will.
Cool.
Been very informative. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hayley.
Cheers. All right, I'm going to put some Michael Jackson on now. Enjoy.
The gangs, clubs, and nations, causing grief in human relations. It's a turf war on a global scale. I'd rather hear both sides of the tale. See, it's not about races, just places, faces. Where your blood comes from is where your space is. I've seen the bright get duller. I'm not gonna spend my life being a color.
Tell me you agree with me when I saw you kicking dirt in my eye. But if you're thinking about my baby, it don't matter if you're black or white. If you're black or white, I said if you're thinking of being my brother, it don't matter if you're black or white.
really like MJ. There you go, black or white, black and white. We just had Bella McClymont in the studio, very onto it lady, telling us about these business courses that are coming up at the end of Feb and running for 20 or 30 weeks, and sounds like you're going to heaps to get out of them. I feel like I would like to do one. I've got my good old buddy. We just went from MJ to MW.
Hello, Hayley. Good
Hey,
morning.
Michael.
I'm slouching.
Why are
Do
you
slouch.
slouching?
Oh, you know,
Yeah.
because I've been working hard and trying to sleep in the gaps. Anyway.
Aw. Are you getting a weekend off this weekend?
Not in particular, because I will be helping my sister-in-law shift flats. So
Oh. Good on you. You're such a good Samaritan, aren't you?
am I? Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
G'day.
What's going on?
Well, there's a particular thing going on, not this weekend, but the following one. So I will come in and talk to you about that then, but I might as well give people a heads up
Yeah.
so they can plan ahead.
Do it. Good
All
idea.
right. There's this project that I've been doing called Migrant Journeys. It's
I'm excited already.
yeah. In fact, I want to talk to you as a journalist too.
Okay,
We'll
sounds
talk afterwards.
fabulous.
Yeah, that's good. So these are immigrant taxi drivers who've either been refugees, they've fled dangerous regimes like the Pol Pot regime, or been in Serbia and had to come over here and perhaps had their high qualifications ignored and had to end up as taxi drivers. Fascinating lives. I've done a 5-part series of programs
Wow.
about them, and thought, wouldn't it be good to have a community listening session? We did this once before with a play,
Yes.
Kapia, and it was remarkably good.
It was. Yeah.
Because the concentrated focus of a whole room full of people really adds to the listening experience.
Yeah.
So, we noticed that Rebecca Farr has got an exhibition on at Aratoi about refugees.
Ah.
And the woman who co-wrote the book that I got the taxi driver thing from is also coming up later to do talk about her book of poetry about migrants. So it just all seemed to mesh
Gel together.
too
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
to ignore. So Saturday week, Saturday the 2nd of February,
Yeah.
we are doing a group listen of 2 of the stories, Nena from Serbia and Sokun from Cambodia. And so we'll start with a bit of a chat and a thing, introduction. Rebecca Farr will talk about the inspiration behind her exhibition. Perhaps Adrian will talk a bit about the book. Then we'll have the first listening, and then we'll have some refreshments. Thanks to Trust House for contributing to that. And then the next one, and then we'll have a Q&A with everybody. And I think it'll be really good. By the way, Toby Mills from Noise Productions is loaning us a great set of speakers. We've got speakers for these events, but he's got ones that you know, if
Next
you,
level.
yeah, very. You know, if you mount speakers at the front and you want it loud enough for the people to be heard at the back, you blast the front row. So I was going to put 4 speakers up, and Toby said, "No, I've got these intelligent ones." So we're going to get some intelligent speakers.
Fantastic.
So that'll be great.
Are the taxi drivers in your 5-part series? So obviously you're focusing on 5. Yeah. Where are they based?
Right. 3 of them are in Wellington, 1 is in Christchurch, and 1 is in Auckland.
How did you go about making this? I guess is it a 5-part series?
Yeah.
How did you go about making it?
Well, it was based on the book Migrant Journeys by Adrian Jansen and Liz Grant. So the stories, they sent it to me for review to say on the radio, what do you reckon of this? And I read it and went, it's a radio series, you know.
Yeah.
So got hold of them, and they kind of went round and checked out which drivers would be willing to talk to us. There were some drivers we would love to have got, but disappeared. Don't know where they are anymore, you know. So ended up with 5, and I went down to Wellington, and I didn't interview them. I basically kept right out of it. Had a brief hello, how are you thing, have a cup of coffee and a cake and that sort of thing. And then they talked for like an hour and a half each.
To you,
Yeah, into a microphone.
but you
the
didn't
recorder.
ask. You didn't ask them questions.
Didn't ask them questions. There might have been
How
occasions
did they know
when...
what to say?
Well, because they'd already done it for the book.
Yeah.
And basically, you know that if you've got a compelling story of your own,
Yeah.
if somebody said, Michael, tell us about
Yeah.
the time you were kidnapped by the Moonies, you wouldn't need
You'd
to
just
ask
sit
me
back and
questions.
listen.
I'd just do it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you basically said, "What's your story?"
Yeah, yeah. And then came the very, very long task of turning an hour and a half into half an hour.
Okay. Yep.
And I'm very pleased with the results. They're very compelling.
Is there much narration from your part?
No.
You're not
No.
in them at all.
No, all I do at the start is I pretend to be a person in the city traffic hailing a cab,
Yeah.
and the person, so I announce it. I say migrant journeys, whatever.
Yeah.
Then the door opens and the cab driver says, hop in, and then says, where can I take you?
Nice.
And then the music of their country kicks in, and they take me on a journey.
This sounds incredible.
I think it's really good.
Yeah.
And
Is this going to be up for any awards, do you think? I don't know if you can
I'll put
enter
them
it
in for
into.
the awards. Yeah.
Yeah. Good one.
Yeah. In fact, in this year's awards, I think I'll put in Margaret Crawford did a thing about the flu pandemic. I'll put that into this year's awards because
Yeah.
it always has to be broadcast the previous year.
Yeah.
The taxi driver stories have been going,
Yeah.
and in fact,
Oh.
listeners,
Yeah.
they're on every Tuesday at 7 p.m, followed by Friday at 1:30 and then Saturday at noon. And at the moment we've already done Sokun and Suya, and this week we'd be on to Sukhdev, who's a Sikh from the Punjabi region, lives in Auckland now. Very entertaining.
Are we able to? Is there podcasts on the ROFM website?
Yep. Yeah, go to the website, go to the program page. So if you go to Migrant Journeys, when you get there at the bottom, the latest. Now, we won't play them until they've been broadcast. So at the moment, you'll see Sokun Suya. By the end of this week, early next week, you'll see Sukhdev's. And then we've got Nena from Serbia. And then after that, Helmi from Iraq. And Helmi's story is horrifying.
Oh.
Shot several times, brother killed by Americans, tortured, major accident in a car, all sorts of stuff.
Wow, what a life.
Then he comes to New Zealand and struggles here too. Has a job as a taxi driver. He's now driving buses in Wellington. Tough stuff.
Wow, must be resilient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, when we think we've got problems. God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm actually really excited to listen to all of these, and I'll definitely come to that public hearing,
yeah.
screening,
Yep.
listening,
I think of it as a community listening event.
community listening event. That's
Yeah.
very neat. And so that's going to be at ROFM on the
No, Aratoy. Aratoy.
Aratoy, sorry.
On
Saturday
the 2nd,
2nd, yep.
at 7 p.m.
Yep.
And there'll be some refreshments. And what we want, all of you, if you think that's interesting, don't just turn up with you and your partner or whatever. Turn up with your entire network of friends.
Nice. Good idea.
We know that you've got one or two. Do it.
Awesome. Cool, Michael. Well, thank you very much for sharing that. I better get cracking on with the other ones before I have to run out the door.
I'll crack on and put the coffee on. Would you like one?
Oh, I don't know if I've got time today. I'm going to be flat out. Thank you, though.
See ya.
See ya. Okay. Exciting stuff. Well, on Sunday, if you feel like some noodles and dumplings, which you all know I'm a fan of, then you can head to Tikaranga Vineyard, where Mayo & Co. will be serving up their homemade dumplings and noodles, and you can get this like combo where you get the noodles and the dumplings together with this amazing sauce with, what's it, this pepper. Szechuan pepper. It's this chili oil dressing that they do. It's really insanely good. So Mayo and Co are going to be at Tikaranga Vineyard in Martinborough on the 27th. That's Sunday from 11 a.m. There's the Sunday sessions happening at Margrain Vineyard. There's live music. You can get some food, you can get some wine and enjoy some live music in the sun on the beanbags on the lawn. That's on Sunday, kicking off from 2 p.m. Mahjong is happening in Featherston every Monday from 1 p.m. It's at the Featherston Community Centre. Pretty affordable, a good place to meet, do some physical activity, meet some new friends. So yes, Mahjong, Featherston Community Centre from 1 p.m. on Mondays. There's the Wine Tricks Wine Tour at Stonecutter Vineyard. It's a little wine course and wine tasting event. It's happening on Tuesday. I'll just see if there's any other more dates. Looks like it's on Tuesday and Wednesday. It's the last two sessions that they're doing over the summer period by the looks of things. It's R18. It's $28. You got to get your ticket from Event Finder. So call 0800 buy Tix, 0800 289 849, or you can click the buy tickets button on the Event Finder page. So that's the Stonecutter, where's it gone? Wine Tricks Wine Tour at Stonecutter Vineyard. Again, at the Featherston Community Centre, there's a couple of art and yoga things going on each week. There's the Tuesday Community Art. That's an art class on Tuesday from 10 a.m. There's Hatha Yoga with Nikki, and that's on Wednesdays at the Community Centre from 7 p.m. There's the ukulele group. They're going to be there teaching you some tricks on the ukulele every Wednesday at 1 p.m. That's at the Featherston Community Centre. I've said that already, haven't I? So Wednesdays at 1 p.m, ukulele. Now we've got Ruth Wynyard. She's going to be at the Tin Hut on Wednesday the 30th. So that's next Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Door sales. Ruth is returning for her annual visit to NZ, which includes the Tin Hut, bringing her collection of beautifully honed blues songs covering the history and many styles of the blues. She plays acoustic guitar to accompany her powerful and extensive vocals and her fascinating stories to relate from her many years on the road. And local musos Pat McKenna and Mike Dew will join her later in the set, playing lead guitar and bass. Paul Mason will sing a few of his renditions of classic folk songs, and then KB, Kevin Bannister, and the Roosters will be up with tempo. Will up the tempo with a short set of electric blues songs from the Texas Blues Stable. So this sounds like an incredibly neat evening. Lots of talent on stage, and only $7.50 cover charge per person. So that's the Tin Hut live music this Wednesday from 7:30 p.m, $7.50 on the door. Great bargain, and I'm sure it will be a great night at the Tin Hut. All right, so I'm just whizzing through these events. It's 8:47. It's Friday. What do they say? TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. On that note, I have to pay a little tribute to an amazing man, and he was chief firefighter for Martinborough for 22 years, Gary Jackson. He passed away last week. His funeral today is happening at the Martinborough fire station. At 1 p.m, if people want to head along. He was absolutely incredible. You know that he was coming up to 50 years as a volunteer firefighter, which is an incredible service to the community. Very, very sad, and tributes, thoughts and prayers and love are going out to Gary Jackson's family, especially today, the day of his funeral. Now, the Wairarapa Bikeathon series, that's happening at the Henley Lake Men's Shed. It kicks off there every Thursday at 6 p.m. People will... it's only $4 per race to register. It's $20 if you want to pay for all 9 races up front, but this has been going on for a few weeks now, so $4 just to enter. And it's like a community exercise evening, really, on Thursdays from 6. It's a 5K run followed by a 20-kilometre road cycle. And you meet at the Henley's Men's Shed at 5:45 for a 6 p.m. start. And we're coming up to the end. We've got Star Date 2019. This is at Stonehenge, Aotearoa on Friday, the 1st of Feb. So next Friday. And then also Saturday and Sunday next week. $33 on the door for an adult, $5 for a child under 15. Stargate is a 3-day convention for people interested in astronomy and viewing the night sky. It caters for beginners through to experienced astronomers with a range of talks, workshops and observing sessions. A large variety of telescopes will be available to explore the wonders of the universe, and Stardate also includes geology, a field trip and live music. It is the place to meet other people and share ideas. The Stardate 2019 program is Friday the 1st of Feb, 4 p.m. registration. Then 5:30 there's a barbecue with George Moutsouris. Friday evening it says chair Jeff Palmer. 7 p.m. official opening, 7:10 Wonders of Our Summer Night Sky with Richard Hall. There's tea and coffee at 8 p.m. 8:20 there's Synergies in Space. It goes right up until 11 p.m. There's a late night movie. Wow, I don't know. Stay awake for that. Then again, it kicks off in the morning at 10:30 on the Saturday, where you go to Gladstone, where there's a visit to Gladstone Vineyard with Jeff Palmer. Saturday afternoon, Chair Bernadette Wanga. She'll be there 2 p.m. getting started in astrophotography. That's neat. Then tea and coffee in the afternoon. There's an astronomical unit presentation by Sam Lesk. It goes on, so it looks like it's a 3-day event. Scrolling. Here we go. Registration fee $30 for adults, $5 for kids. Camping fee is $10 per tent per weekend or caravan. It's a bit of a bargain. It sounds like it's going to be a really neat weekend actually. That's next weekend at Stonehenge, Aotearoa 51 Arahui Road in Carterton. Giving you a heads up there in case you want to register and book in your caravan or your tent. You can give them a ring. Just Google them, or you can book your ticket online through Event Finder or call Event Finder on 0800 289 849. Okay, and just another heads up for next week, and then I'll have to give you the weather and then love you and leave you. There's Featherston First Fridays happening next week in Featherston at the Town Square. The First Fridays happens the first Friday of each month at the Town Square. It's a community event. It doesn't have any information in here for me to read out, but normally there's live music. It's like you take your own picnic. There's normally some sort of interactive like arty things to do, creative things to do. It's really just a place where Featherston people and all people of Wairarapa will be welcome, can come together, have a meal and get creative together. So really neat incentive or initiative, that one, the Featherston First Fridays. Okay, Met Service, what have you got for us today in Martinborough? We've got a high of 25 degrees and fine with northeast breezes. Skipping through to Masterton, which I think gives us the general sort of Wairarapa forecast. Right now it's 13 degrees. We've got a high of 24 today, and the day started out with a low of 10. Right now it's 13.3 and with light winds. Looks like it's going to be sunny morning, sunny afternoon and a clear sky evening. Looking through the weekend, I haven't even told you about Cruise Martinborough. Gosh, that wasn't even on Event Finder. I'll get straight to that before I run out the door. So looking like a fantastic weekend for cruise. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 25. Sunday, sunny, high of 30. Wowza. All right, quick Google search into cruise. I know yesterday they did their cruise to Lake Ferry. And I believe there might have been a late night movie last night, or is that tonight? We'll have a quick look. Cruise Martinborough, here we go. Bear with me as I sign in to the website and try and find the schedule. Here we go. All right, so that was day one. Now day two is Friday. 9 a.m. today, it's the daily check-in at Cruise Domain. Then from 10:30 a.m. they're going to be here in Masterton at the Farriers, where there'll be the Farriers car park party. There'll be band, lunch and the car show. So if you're at home with the kids today, why don't you take them down to see all these cool cars at the Farriers. At 2 p.m. they'll be departing the Farriers, and they'll be heading to the Masterton Motorplex, where there's going to be a 200-metre drag strip where the vehicles can have their turn at getting up to speed. I spoke with Damien Pavak. He's the founder of Cruise Martinborough. He said last year he got in a local's car. She had a Hellcat. What are they? Something Hellcat. Anyway, they got up to 180, which he said was awesome. So Masterton Motorplex, I think normally it's $20 to get in, but for this event it's just $10. Then tonight there's Good as Gold, which is Andy Eldridge. He's the priest, isn't he? He fronts the Good as Gold band. They're going to be at the Pukimanu from 7 p.m. tonight. Now, looking at the rest of the weekend, day 3, Saturday. It's going to be a market around the square, and then from 12 o'clock there's the show and shine. So this is in Martinborough. Martinborough is the place to be tomorrow. There's going to be a dress-up event. Well, when I say dress-up, it's like rockabilly, pin-up sort of style, so you can put your best gears on and there'll be judges walking around, but I do think you might need to register for that. Then from 4 p.m. the road is officially open again, so it's closed for the show and shine. Then it's open again from 4. There'll be a prize giving tomorrow night at the Pukimanu from 6, and there'll be live entertainment, the Hollywoods at 8 p.m. at the Pukimanu tomorrow night. And then closing off the event on Sunday morning, there's a brunch at the Copthorne in Masterton. So that's Cruise Martinborough. You'll see these awesome cars heading around the region. It's the 6th annual event, I believe, that they've put this on, and it's really cool. It brings heaps of people to the region, and my street in Martinborough, there's lots of B&Bs, Airbnbs, on my street in Martinborough, and the whole street, it was awesome driving through my street this morning. It's just packed out with neat cars. So head to Martinborough tomorrow to check them out, or head to the Farriers today, where they'll all be lined up in the car park. All right, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to the show, Wham Wairarapa, every Friday morning at 8. It's an events show which tells you what's happening around the region with me, Hayley Gastmeyer, and it's sponsored by Trust House. I hope everyone has a safe weekend and a relaxing one at that, and a happy one and a great week, and I'll be back again next Friday. Have a great 7 days until next time. See you later.